Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
We're shooting them, and then when you don't go in, there's too many. That's all a bunch of BS. That's media garbage right there, quite honestly. Like, we all like them when they go in. 35 is not too many. You got to make them.
All right, family, welcome to this installment of the Pelican Post-Game Report. For all things Pelicans, we're in the building, man. Pelicans, another tough loss, but a close one, man. Pelicans lose 126-124 to Portland in a close game down in the Smoothie King Center. And, man, listen, really, really, really exciting game. Pelicans just couldn't pull this thing out. We got Stan Van, the man, tuned up first. We'll hear what he got to say, then we'll get into the numbers to break the game down. So we'll get it. We got you tuned up in just a second. But once again, man, what can I tell y'all, man? This was a really tough one, man. Really tough one. Should have had this one. It was a dog fight, but ultimately Pelicans couldn't get the win. And we'll hear from the coach to see what his thoughts was upon the game. Here's Stan Van Gundy. His thoughts on it.
Discussed in the huddle?
Well, we just tried to get in a two-man game with our two best players. That was all we tried to get. We tried to get Brandon and Zion.
All right, fam, we having a little technical difficulties here. We're gonna get it all together here as we got it tuned up. But here's Stan Van Gundy.
On the stretch, just didn't get enough stops. Damian Lillard with a tremendous play to end it.
Yeah, we just, our guys fought hard, but we could not contain him at all.
Take me to the final offensive possession with the ball in down two, what you discussed in the huddle.
Well, we just tried to get in a two-man game with our two best players. That was all we tried to get. We tried to get Brandon and Zion two-man game together. Didn't get much out of it, but a great play by Josh keeping it alive, and managed to get. We got two shots down the stretch, so probably not the ones we would like to get, but we got two shots down the stretch, so. Just frustrating. I mean, it's so hard. Our guys are playing well offensively. It's just so hard. There's so much pressure on your offense that you're going to talk about every missed opportunity on offense because you have to score virtually every time when you can't stop anybody. And that's where we are as a team right now.
Stan, Christian Clark here. I mean, Dame is a great player, but what did you feel like you could have done better tonight to slow him?
I really don't know. It's not like it's not like I see other people locking him up. And so you say, geez, if we could do what these guys did, we'll lock him up. I mean, he was better than normal. I mean, he hits deep threes. I thought there were a couple of times, we made mistakes. We weren't up enough with our big on pick and rolls, and we let him walk into threes. I thought those were mistakes. Look, our defense, it's everything. I mean, it's everything. We're just not doing enough well. We surrendered layups off the pick and roll when our bigs were up. We weren't rotating quick enough to canter early in the game. When we got the rotations down, we got some steals. And then in the second half, they hit 13 threes. Lillard hits his, and then he draws everybody in, and we didn't get back to closeouts. But, it's stopping them is 90% him. Everybody plays, everything everybody else gets is off of him.
Is that just walk us through your thought process on that last play, putting it in BI's hands versus putting it in Zion's hands like you were the previous few possessions before that?
Well, the timeout before that, they were leaning hard on him. We didn't get anything out of it. On the side out of bounds before, we looked at that play and we just decided to put them together in a pick and roll. Obviously didn't end up working out, but we had our two best players in the play there.
Hey Stan, Scott Kushner, do you think, those guys are obviously the cornerstones of your team with Ingram and Zion. Do you think it just takes time, reps? Like, what do you think it is to get those guys to where they can close together, to complement each other in a situation like that, to win games?
I mean, I think they're both capable of doing it right now, to be honest. I mean, I think they're perfectly capable. I don't think either one of them's afraid of the moment. I think they've both got the talent to do it. I think they can do it right now because they didn't. I mean, I didn't see, like, it wasn't a turnover. It wasn't lack of execution. It was no fear passing up shots. It was none of that. Probably could have been, I could have run something better. But, yeah, those guys are perfectly capable of winning games right now.
Do you think it was something they were doing defensively that was ultimately having a rough shoot night, or was it just one of those nights for them?
Well, I think it was a little of both, and it always is. I say that, when we've had good nights against good players, I always say the same thing. Part of it's your defense, and part of it is a miss. So I would say the same thing tonight. I thought he passed up some good looks from three. I thought the big thing is he only got 2 3-point attempts tonight. I think that was one of the things. When he's really good, he's playing off his 3-point shot. They did a good job, though, of getting into him in the whole thing. I thought they were really physical with him. So I give them credit, too. They did do a good job, and he had a tough night. It was both.
All set. Thanks, Coach.
All right.
That's Stan the Man Van Gundy, man, giving his usual commentary upon the game. Big ups to the great flock in the building. I'm about to say the great Saint think tank. But big ups to the flock in the building, man. And for all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report recap. Pels lose 126-124 Portland in the close game, man. It was a struggle. It was a battle in this thing, but ultimately the Pels end up on the short end of the stick. You heard what Coach Van Gundy had to say. DC, I'm going to swing it to you, my friend. First of all, welcome to the show. And what are your thoughts on Stan Van Gundy's thoughts on the game?
I mean, what more can he say, man? But the same thing every day. defense, and more defense, man. I mean, ultimately, we scored enough points on offense to be able to win this game. And we had some I was a little disappointed with the plays down the stretch, but if you can't stop a team from getting layups like within seconds, with seconds left in the game, man, I mean, what are you going to do? Somebody going to miss. You can't hit every shot. So I actually agree with Stan tonight. I know you're trying to beat them in the ground with the defense thing, but it kind of showed tonight they would have had just a little bit better effort, because I thought they tried, man. I seen a lot of effort out of those guys I was a little discouraged with Lonzo's defense on Dame, but I mean, what can you do? Who guarding Dame, man? But and man, it was right there for the taking, man, right there. And we kind of just let it slip through our fingers again. Typical problems with a young team. They're still trying to figure it out, being able to figure out how to win games. At least this time, I don't think we gave the game away. The Blazers took it from us. And I don't know if Stan said that, but that's really what it was, man. They went and they took this game because we were doing things we needed to do to win, but we just couldn't do the little things that we needed to close out the game, the unseen things on the defensive end to give up that layup. The last time they scored, man, was like wow. But I gotta agree with Stan tonight, man. I can't really nitpick him because this shows you right here when you play the top 10 teams and you right there, and it's a real fight going back and forth. Where you see the good teams go through when you want to be putting that pressure cooker. It comes down to defense.
Yeah, it was a very exciting game, to be honest with you. Went down to the final few seconds of the matchup. The Pelicans. Yeah, this is what young teams definitely look like, man. They definitely look like this, and you see the effort there. You know what I'm saying? You see the effort. And it's just, my goodness, man. We trying to figure it out, but you see them fighting. Trailblazers was a tough team to get a win against, and I was hoping, this could be a very big win for the Pelicans if they were able to get one against this team. This team is now on a 6-game winning streak after barely squeaking by the Pelicans in the matchup. And Dame Lillard, man, I talked about it in the preview of the last show about Dame getting his, because you can try all you may, you'll try to slow him down, but when he started facilitating like he did tonight with 13 assists, my goodness,
16, Q. Don't shortchange him. 16.
My goodness, man, 16. Man, when he facilitated 16 assists and 40 plus points, you're gonna have a difficult time beating him. And remember, this is without his top ace, C.J. McCullough, without Rodney Hood, without their top big Nurkic. These guys are, operating with basically backups like Gary Trent Jr., who I warned the family about, and Carmelo Anthony in a reserve role coming off the bench, giving them what they get. So, I mean, very tough game. And let's parlay, man, into the team statistics in this one, because my goodness, very interesting game to say the least.
I'm blaming this loss on Drew Holiday, Q.
Drew,
I really am, bro.
Are you?
Yeah. Yes. Dame Lillard was tired of that shit, man. He couldn't wait till Drew left.
Yeah, and he had the shut-off switch. He definitely had to switch in Dame's back and shut him off when he needed to. I hope Lonzo would have at least picked up that key of Drew's game before he left, but obviously not. In this one,
he picked up a lot of stuff, but he fell asleep during that lesson.
Oh my goodness! In this one, the Pelicans 43 of 89 from the field for 48%, which is very admirable. They were 15 of 32 for downtown, which is very good as well, for 47%. Even shot 79% from the charity stripe at 23 out of 29. Issue is the Dame-led Trailblazers, 46 of 90 from downtown, from the field for 51%, 18 of 41 for 44%, and they were 16 of 18 for 89% from the charity stripe. 51 rebounds for the Pels in this one versus 31, 20 rebound difference. That was big. 18 offensive rebounds by the Pelicans in the matchup. The ball didn't circulate as well as it did in the prior matchup. 26-25 advantage Trailblazers. Steal 6-5 advantage Blazers. Block 7-1 advantage Blazers. Pels had 12 turnovers. Trailblazers was with only 9 in single digits there. Still very commendable that the Pelicans have just 12 turnovers. Usually, they're north of 15, but at least that's a positive in its own right. 19 points off of those 12 turnovers and 12 off of the 9 turnovers by the Trailblazers in this matchup. 50-46 points in the paint battle won by the Pels. And then, of course, you look at the Pelicans were up by as much as 15 in this game. Ultimately, they had that real critical third quarter in which they lost that quarter by 13 points. And, of course, they did fight back and have a more respectable fourth quarter, but it ultimately ended in a loss. DC, thoughts on the statistics? What stuck out from you in terms of the Trailblazers and Pelicans team statistics? Are you still there, DC? All right, I think we might have lost DC. All right, let's move on to the individual statistics as we keep it going. All right, individual statistics, man. Let me just say this, man. The Pelicans, if BI was there.
Can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you now.
Good. Well, what I was trying to say, what stood out to me, man, this is pretty much back and forth game, bro. But the one stat, if I got to hang my hat on anything, I'm going to go ahead and go with this is real tough because there ain't really a whole bunch of differences back and forth. But I'm going to go ahead and hang it on the free throw percentage, knowing that the game basically was closed out on 3-point plays. You know what? Matter of fact, the team statistics don't matter. So you just throw it out. It's one stat that counts, and that's 14 for 28 by Damian Lillard. Because that's really what it was. The guy went bananas, bro. It was a one-man show tonight. When Dame wasn't on the court, we had a commanding lead in the game. We would build up leads, get momentum. Soon as Dame came back on the court, and it started again. It would all just snowball and start to go downhill, bro. Dame Lillard sit down, we get back in the game. Dame Lillard come in, we having problems. So that's the one stat, man. If it's got to be a team statistic, I say it's pretty amazing that they only missed 2 free throws, knowing that we got way more free throws than they did. We definitely had the whistle tonight, so we can't complain about the refs. And they just went out there and took it from us, man. It really was one guy. And this is what I was saying. We had to be very, very mindful of Dame, and I think they were trying to be. And that's how he got 16 assists. It wasn't like they didn't try to double him and get the ball out of his hands. But, you double the guy, he finds a guy wide open, they hit the shot. What you going to do?
Well, to be honest with you, he was spectacular to say the least. He was absolutely.
He was better than Zach LaVine, brother. He make Zach LaVine game look like, well, I ain't gonna say trash, but
a lot, yeah,
way better
real fluid, man. He's a natural, man, and it's just like it's easy. It's like it's just like if you think about a Steph Curry shooter, and Dame Lillard is his game is up there. 43 points in the matchup. He has 16 assists tonight with 4 rebounds as well. And with all that minutes, he had 38 minutes. He was 14 of 28, was basically 50% from the field. He was 7 of 16 from downtown, and he was 8 of 8 from the charity stripe. His plus minus was plus 14. He was simply amazing, and that's one of the things that we talked about in the preview show is that Dame Lillard, you can't stop him. Actually, Drew Holiday actually did do a real good job of stopping him. He stopped him.
They couldn't beat us when we had Drew, man.
Because Drew took away the faucet of which the water flows through, which is Dame Lillard. If you stop him, they have a difficult time. And Stan Van led to that in the pregame. Early on in the post-game press conference that we just played early in the show, he talked about all things flow through Dame Lillard for the Trailblazers, and he did that. We wanted to minimize his facilitation ability, in which we didn't. 16 assists circulated. They contributed to multiple scorers, including Gary Trent Jr., who started opposite guard position with 34 minutes of action. He had 23 points tonight, 7 of 14, also 50% from the field, and 50% from downtown. The man was 5 of 10 from downtown, and both of those guys, Lillard and Trent, combined for 12 3-pointers between the both of them. And then, of course, other guys had very respectable outings and role playing. Covington threw in 12 and 8. They had 13 from Derrick Jones Jr. and 7 rebounds, 11 from Cantor. And then, of course, you had Carmelo Anthony's 12-point production off the bench as well. So the Pelicans, looking at the end of their statistics, 36 points from Zion Williamson. He matched his career high with 36 tonight, with 34 minutes, just continues to be just powerful. 12 of 18 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown. He was 11 from 15 from the free throw stripe. And DC said it best, that if you hit a high collective of your free throws, as we talked about, hitting those free throws are imperative. You can't say that about B.I. He was 6 of 6. Lonzo was 2 for 2 when he got there, 2 for 2 for Jackson, 0 for 2 for Kyra. Well, that could have helped out. JJ was 2 for 2. But anyway, Zion, 15 attempts tonight to the charity stripe. He converted 11 to 15. And that's what happens when I talk about low turnovers and converting a high percentage of your free throws help you in tough games like this. And it definitely could have spelled the difference. But in the end, you look at B.I. B.I. in this one struggled, and he was not his B.I. self. If B.I. played the way B.I. does, the Pelicans win this by at least 5. 14 points for him in this matchup in 32 minutes of action, clearly off. 4 of 12 shooting from the field. He was 0 for 2 from downtown, but 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. He finished with 14 points, even though he had 4 personal fouls in the matchup. 6 assists and 5 rebounds in the matchup for B.I. He does his regular thing. The Pels win. He just wasn't there. Lonzo Ball, 28 points on 7 of 14 shooting in 36 minutes. He was 5 of 10 from downtown. Go Lonzo. Lonzo was 50% shooting from the field and 50% from downtown. He also hit both his free throws. You can't blame Lonzo Ball. He did have a few defensive plays, where he got torched. But in the end, he had a respectable performance tonight. 21 points, 5 assists, and 2 boards there. And then, of course, the only other scorer that had upward numbers was J.J. Redick. He came back online, 16 points in the matchup. 20 minutes, he was 5 of 7 from the field, a respectable 4 of 6 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the stripe. He finished with 16 points and 2 boards. And, of course, you look at the other scorers at 11 points from Billy Hernan Gomez with 11 and 17 for Billy. So 29 minutes for him, 5 of 13. Keeps turning in respectable outings, 17 rebounds for him in 10, in this matchup. And, of course, we look at our dog, Josh Hart. Didn't have it offensively tonight. 30 minutes, 4 points, 6 rebounds in the matchup. Not very good offensive production from this guy. Eric Bledsoe chunked in 10 points in 23 minutes. He was 4 of 7 from the field, 2 of 3 from downtown, 10 points in the matchup, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And Steven Adams in just 10 minutes of action, 2 points and 3 rebounds in the matchup. So Kyra got into it too. 17 minutes, 6 points. He had 4 assists, 2 boards, and he was 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown. Missed both his free throw shots. Would have helped if he hit them, because that would have we'd have been, playing to a tie, and it ultimately forced to the overtime period. That's why I keep reiterating hitting those charity stripes. They're free for a minute and could cost you games, especially in close outings, and we bear witness to that tonight. And of course, Jackson Hayes played in 9 minutes of action. He got 4 points and 5 rebounds in just 9 minutes of action from Jackson Hayes. DC, I went over the statistics for both the Trailblazers and the Pelicans, man. And you talked about Dame Lillard and his production from that side. Now, preference that versus the Pelicans and what you seen that you liked in this outing. I know obviously Zion balled out of control in this one, but let me specifically ask you your thoughts on Ingram's contribution. Yeah, right. But let me ask you this. Before you get to that, let me just stop you right there and ask you this. B.I., 14 points, my brother. 32 minutes, 4 of 12 from the field, 0 for 2 from downtown. Really curious moves on the back end of the game, the air ball. Very curious. We talked in the pre-show meeting. Kind of share with the family, if you would, like some of the commentary you was making about B.I.'s production toward the back end of the game.
The way you talking to me, you're talking to me like you're trying to break some type of story or something. What's going on right now?
I'm trying to get you to tell them the story behind the story, my brother.
Oh, you want to give them? You want me to give them all the juicy tidbits from the production
The
meeting? I got
giblets.
you.
Give them the
The
giblets, brother.
giblets,
The
the
giblets. There
giblets,
you go.
the leftover giblets. Bi's performance tonight, man. I don't know what y'all saw, family, but I'm not gonna lie. The first 3 quarters of the game, I wouldn't say impressed, but I was like, man, Bi's playing the right way. Wow, he didn't shoot over 2 guys right now. Oh wow, dang, he passed. Wow, he was having one of those games where like he kind of felt it wasn't his night, and he was feeding his teammates and making all the right plays, man. It's like, man, and everybody's talking about this guy selfish and all that, which I don't think he's the most selfish player, but player of Bi's caliber and with this type of game, I mean, you're gonna be a little selfish, yeah. But man, going into that fourth quarter, I was like, damn, well, if Bi does what he's been doing and he just knocks down a couple of shots, I think we're gonna win this game, man. He was trying to play on defense. I saw him doing a lot of stuff, effort wise.
I know.
And then we got in the fourth quarter, and I don't know if one of the team managers whispered in his ear and told him he only had 12 points or something. He was like, man, I'm gonna get my average.
I'm trying to get to the damn All-Star game.
The hell with that. I'm gonna get to this All-Star game, and man, and down the stretch, I mean, the curious situations. I don't think it's a coincidence when the crowd started chanting MVP for Zion that Ingram was trying to freeze him out, man. I don't think it was a hatred for Zion.
A little
really
jealousy,
don't.
a little professional jealousy.
I think he likes his brother, man, but I mean, he wants to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? I got 158 in the bank. I got to prove it. I like the fact that we paid him and he wants to earn it. But I mean, there was one player in particular, and I was like, this ain't it. This ain't gonna hit, man. This ain't gonna end right. Bi, it was the play before the last stretch of plays, right? Bi, Zion got the ball. He tried to go around. It was a 2-man action with him and Bi. And Zion went around his man. Bi was open, so he passed to Bi. Zion faded back to the 3-point line. And 2 men, double Bi.
Mm-hmm. Fake pass.
Zion was wide open. He fake passed to Zion and shot the ball. I think it was an air ball. I said, man, what the hell is going on? Prior to that, Zion probably had scored the last 6 8 points. I was mind boggled, and I knew it was, like you said, it is a slight bit of jealousy. I don't think at all that Bi doesn't want the best for Zion and he doesn't want to win. I just think he kind of wanted to be the hero in that moment. Zion was having a moment and he just didn't want to be forgotten about, bro. And I don't think that's ultimately what caused us the game, but I definitely would have felt better about this loss if we would have just been able to. If we're gonna force a shot, let Zion force a shot right now. The dude got a career high. He played amazing tonight. Put the game on his back, got a steal, hit 4 3 throws down the stretch to give us the lead a couple of times. Like, man, let that guy take the shot if he's gonna force it tonight. And that's the kind of thing that it just leave a bad taste in my mouth about the loss on this game. And ultimately, I think it's from being young. I also think it's from I mean, Bi was mentored by Kobe Bryant. Come on, yo. We know what it is. Like, and not that Kobe wasn't a great player, but Kobe was, admittedly, as he would have said himself, he was selfish, at times. And we saw a little bit of that tonight, man. I really wish we could have finished it out with Zion, because you just never know what could have happened, especially on the last possession. If we would have just found a way to force feed him. Get him the damn ball and let him take the shot. The way things was going, more than likely he would have got fouled. You never know. We might be in overtime still playing right now. But other than Bi, I did think Zion is he's really showing us something here, man. This guy has had a historic month so far, and what happened tonight, I don't think it's gonna do anything but get even better. Um, Took two threes tonight. He's starting to feel a little more comfortable doing that. I mean, the guy's been giving you 6 and 5, 6 and 7, 7 and 6. You know, it's starting to be a regular thing for him to have four or five assists a game. He's getting his rebounds. They cheating him on the stat sheet right now because he clearly blocked the shit out of somebody's shot. He ain't got a block up there. And he also got 2 steals. He's playing a lot better on defense. The dude's doing it all, man. I mean, the only thing he ain't doing is out there hitting sky hooks and 18-foot mid-range shots. Everything else he's doing, man. Zion's turned to a superstar right in front of our eyes, man. This guy was going toe to toe with Dame Lillard at the end of this game, man. That's big. That's very big. And alongside of him, I was also happy with what I saw from Lonzo Ball offensively. He really had it going, and he's coming out of that shell, man, and he's getting more confident by the game. I wish he could delete the Lonzo jump pass in the lane right by the 2 feet away from the rim out his game because it don't go well. They're waiting for you to do that. You might as well just lay the ball up. Just see. Maybe you get it blocked, maybe you don't. But it's better than trying to force the pass out so they can steal it. I'm kind of sick of that. But other than that, I thought Lonzo Ball played very well, man. 2 for 2 from the free throw line, man. This guy's been going to the line, and when he's been getting there, he's been hitting his free throws. Nobody ain't talking about that. They was bagging on him when he was a 40% free throw shooter. I mean, shit, the last 7 or 8 games, I mean, he's shooting a lot of free throws, but when he gets to the line, has he even missed? And, you know, nobody's talking about that. So, guy that everybody wanted us to trade, man, he's been stepping up. He tried defensively, man, but, you know, Dame Lillard murdered him tonight. Can't be impressed with him on that side of the ball. But I thought he played well offensively, man. And his 21 points definitely helped us stay in the game. He had some big threes down the stretch. And Lonzo Ball seems to be rounding in the form, man. And if he continues to play like this, I think there's no way we trade him at the deadline. And that ultimately may be a good thing for the whole team because a lot of the little things he does, I think contributes to winning. And the players on the team obviously love him, man. He has that type of chemistry and personality with those guys that really gels people together. He seems to be a glue guy, man, and we need that. And the resurgence of JJ, man. I mean, wow. JJ finally showed up, y'all. Will the real JJ please stand up? He did tonight. 16 points, hitting from behind the line, bro. Had his little two-man game going with Zion. He looked like the JJ we've all known and the one we liked. I don't know if I should say loved. I never really fell in love with JJ in particular, but I definitely love those contributions when he played like he does tonight. And the better he plays, the better it is for us because we could get him off this team because he really don't want to be here. And I don't want you to be here if you don't want to be here. And I hope he gets 45 points the next game. So by the time we trade him, we can actually get something more than a bag of canned goods. So, but I don't want poo-poo on his parade. JJ did play amazing tonight, man. And if he continues to play like that, even if we don't trade him, I mean, he would be an excellent contribution to that bench, bro. Man, if Josh Hart would have showed up, you know, ain't no telling, bro. We only needed a little bit more, you know. I like what I saw from Kiara too. The numbers weren't great, but he's making the right plays. He's growing. He's learning. He's taking his lumps, but he's very, very wise for a rookie, man. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and that's only gonna lead to him consistently getting his minutes, man. We ain't gonna see a situation with him like NAW. So shout out to Kiara, man. Keep doing what you're doing and building on the young fella, because man, he's definitely a game away from exploding, man. I think one of these games he gonna drop about 22, 25 points, man. It's gonna look like he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I would have to say, man, with this one here, I mean, the my key insight on this, obviously, you covered a lot in that breakdown. And the thing I want to add to it is that we talk about Bi, his selfishness to a degree. He got that 158, and that got his head where it is. But you got to learn. You got to learn to know when to give the ball up. Some you don't have. You're not going to be the guy that win it every night. And Zion Williamson is definitely taking on, taking this team on his back. I mean, he's unstoppable. I mean, he's more unstoppable.
Let me ask you a question, Big Q, before you go on your tangent.
I wasn't going to tangent.
Who do you think should be our closer?
I think the offense should run through Zion. I just put it to you. He's unstoppable, bro. I mean, he's unstoppable.
Man, you finally agreeing with me, huh?
I'm agreeing with you.
Agree with me last
No, I've been agreeing.
When I first told you, you told me I was crazy. When I told you you should run the offense for Zion.
No, I think it was something pertaining to the Islanders or something. I said I don't know.
No, you said I was crazy.
But listen, I mean, you're
not. My bad, brother. I cut you off, but go ahead, continue, bro.
No, I know you wanted. You don't want your comeuppance and you want your roses while you're still alive. I understand that. And you are right. DC is absolutely right on that. Is that Zion Williamson? He's developed, man. Then it was before he took on. You were seeing brief sights of it as it moving, but now he's in full bulldozer mode. I mean, he's in wildebeest mode right now. I mean, you can't stop this kid. I mean, and Brandon Ingram, as tough as it is, he's gonna have to play second fiddle. But listen. The reality wasn't that the case originally. This was Bi's team until it's Zion's team, isn't it? Zion is obviously this will be his he will take this team on his shoulders, and Bi might have to play Scottie Pippen to his Michael Jordan if we use that type of verbiage. But the reality is,
who expected it to happen this soon, though, Q? I don't think most people did.
Okay, DC, I've given you roses. Now you're getting a little rose happy now. I done gave you your damn roses, bro. All right? I done gave you your roses. The flock is giving you, they've showered you with roses now. All right, so you get a little rose happy now.
All right. I'm gonna quietly accept my roses.
That's right. That's the humble route is the best way to go, my friend. Humbly just smell your roses, everything's good. But you're absolutely right, bro. Like I said, you're right. Zion, before he became the wildebeest, we knew he was good. But this is extraordinary what Zion is doing right now. And they can't stop him. And that should be the case. They should ride Zion, the hot hand, and Ingram needs to take a complimentary role. And had he done that tonight, you would have came up with a win. Now, listen, B.I., and the truth is, in this leads, actually, DC, that's a perfect segue.
This is one of my favorite Pelican postgame reports, bro. I'm going to have to catalog this shit.
Well, you make sure you do that. See, you can't be a humble man with the Rose. You can't be Derrick Rose. Nah, he can't be one of the Rose families. You can't be humble like Derrick Rose. He hit a game and just stand there like that. I was supposed to do that, But anyway, listen.
No, Derrick Rose would say, I just did it for everybody in Chicago. I love my mother. Nah, that ain't me, bro.
Nah, but the thing I'm saying about B.I. is that in this matchup, family, like I know, that if B.I., with all his 158, his 158 mil, if he'd have brung his game, he's averaging 20-plus points a contest. If he'd have brung that 20 points tonight, the Pelicans would have won. Only thing he was able to give the Pelicans was 14 points in 32 minutes of action. He was a ridiculous 4 of 12 from the field. He was 0 of 2 from downtown, including that ugly airball-ass jumper at the end of the game. Well, he didn't. His normal production, the Pelicans win this game, but he wasn't there. And when he should have the presence of mind to understand, hey, my game is not here. We're gonna have to get Zion, or Stan Van Gundy has to be able to get him to understand that listen, Zion is hot. Let Zion have it right now. He's an absolute wildebeest, and there's nothing wrong with being a complimentary star to Zion Williams. It takes both of you guys to carry the team into the heights that we know they can be. And you will have to understand that, role. You got your money. You're gonna have your all-star. Again, you got your rep. So it's time for the team to come forward and play as a team. And it won't work unless both of these guys are on the same page. So, like I said, and I'm not putting this on BI,
right, bro.
but I'm saying if BI would have contributed, y'all all know that he averages over 24 points a game. If BI would have brought his 24 points tonight, the Pelicans would have beat this banged up Portland team. Because even though Damian Lillard is a wildebeest in his own right, this team was still lacking CJ McCullough, who was a sharpshooter extraordinaire, Rodney Hood, who's a very good scorer and player.
He played tonight, Q.
Oh, did Rodney play?
Yeah, he played, bro. He was out there getting buckets on JJ.
Did he play? Yeah, he did play. I'm sorry, I did see. Well, there you go. 19 minutes. I missed him.
He was supposed to be hurt though, man.
I missed the 5 points tonight, and he was 2 of 6. Okay, I'm sorry. But there are other players involved in too, like Nurkic, who's their top center, their top big. Nurkic wasn't there as well. So when they're fully together with McCullough, can you understand what they would have done to the Pelicans today? They would have nuked the Pels. So what I'm saying is BI has to bring his game too. He brings that game tonight, his offensive input, we win the contest. A close game against the Trailblazers. So with that being said, we're going to move on
Before we move on.
No more roses for you, DC.
I don't need no more roses. I just want to clarify one thing with BI, man. He definitely does, but I think BI is like, he's one of those guys. He's so used to getting it the ski mask way, Q. Like he doesn't realize
Would he mob deep?
the opportunity, huh?
Would he mob deep now or something? What you mean getting it the ski mask way?
That boy from Kingston, South Carolina, boy. It's hard out there. According to BI and other people. But it really is a tough city.
Kingston
and
where?
This game reminds me, was it North Carolina? I think
it's Jamaica, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, stop it, bro. I see where you go. I should have already knew you was going with this. But
you sure you got them mixed up, DC?
Nah, I ain't got them mixed up, bro. You can look it up. It's on the map. But the American map. But he's so used to getting tough points, man. I don't know if he realizes the luxury that he has. Nobody can tell me that Brandon Ingram isn't 2, maybe 3 times better than Chris Middleton. I mean, if you want to look to what we could kind of compare him to, just offensively, defensively, we're not even in the stratosphere. We're not in the stratosphere of Milwaukee defensively right now. You don't think BI is 2 times better than Chris Middleton?
Chris Middleton is an offensive player. He can get his mind right, play defense, but you're trying to make a complimentary player comparison like Middleton is to Giannis.
Middleton is getting $178 million. He ain't that much of complimentary, but I think BI is leaps and bounds above him. Offensively, his game is more diverse, in my opinion. He can do more, but I think BI needs to understand that he can use what Zion does to his advantage as a player to get easy points and capitalize that way, as opposed to trying to get things tough, man. When they figure out their chemistry and they kind of feed off of one another, and understand when you got it going, him being 1B doesn't mean he can't have 40 points on any given night. It's just everything starts with Zion first. And ultimately, it makes your game easier and it allows things to open up for him. Anytime BI gets an open shot, it's going in. And if you got Zion getting doubled and quadruple teamed, guess what? You're going to get a lot more open shots and you won't have to go 4 for 12. And I like you were saying, I don't think he was the reason that we lost this game, man. But this thing, I remember, man, you talked about it way last preseason. Remember that? When Lonzo Ball threw the alley for Zion and BI was stolen?
Yeah.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Things have changed a lot since then, but obviously a little bit of that is still in there. and it showed again tonight as well as other games. I've just been kind of not speaking on it, but tonight it was just too obvious to not say. So hopefully, Bi kind of figure that out, man. And telling you, man, this dude could be a walking 30 points, easy, an easy 30, just as easily as Zion getting his 30. They could kill, bro, but they just gotta recognize the pecking order for as how to get things initiated. I don't think there's a better way to initiate offense than Zion Williamson, and that's shit. Top 5 in the whole NBA. What's a better way to initiate offense than him? I mean, you're gonna name maybe about 4 or 5 people, and then the list
I
kind of
mean,
you run out of names,
but
man.
I agree with that though, because what it does is he's unstoppable, which means you can't single guard him, which will require him to be double or triple team at times, which frees up, like you said, Bi for open shots that he knows, easy shots that he can knock down, uncontested shots. And that's the same for several other players that'll be spotted up with him to make that outlet pass, define him. And big shout out to the flock, man. Much love to the flock in the building. Big ups to all of you guys. And thank y'all for joining us. It's kind of late in there. I know it's almost midnight. We almost going to wrap up the show. DJ, what's up, fam? You say, we taking calls? Not tonight, DJ. Usually we take them on the weekend, on our weekend broadcast. We have a little bit more time.
After the Phoenix game.
But Big Jedediah makes a point. He says that you got to call out Josh Hart too. He said he called out the team while playing inconsistent basketball, and tonight a lot of minutes for Hart and very little offensive production. 30 minutes, 4 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Not gonna cut it. You know, he was 2 of 9 from the field and 0 for 4 from downtown in the game. So you can't have 30 minutes and only 4 points, DC. Come on.
No, you can't, man. You can't. That's
Billy Hernan Gomez had 29 minutes, DC, but you know what you gave him? He gave you 11 points and 17 rebounds. That's production.
That is true.
Now, if Josh Hart gives you 10 points, which is not hard for Josh Hart to do.
But I watched Josh Hart make life very difficult for Carmelo Anthony, man. Very difficult. I watched him do several things on the defensive side of the ball. And that's he called the team out. He called the team out for not making plays as far as doing the little things and doing the dirty work. Josh Hart did the dirty work tonight. Now, offensively, yeah. But what he called the team out for and them not doing, he still showed up in that area tonight. Don't get it twisted. I definitely agree. You need to have more production than 4 points. But he showed up on the defensive end. I mean, looking at the scope, might not look like it, but keep in mind, Josh Hart was playing power forward, small forward, and shooting guard.
You still don't have a 4.
Think about that.
That's a part of it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, listen.
It's the man that's playing out of position, man. So when he have off offensive games, I kind of think, he doesn't complain. He doesn't say anything about it. But how comfortable is he really offensively doing all that? Josh Hart is playing damn near starter minutes, man. Subbing in with whoever we take out.
He's playing starter minutes. He had 30 minutes tonight. That's the 4th largest minute total out of all the people. And his totals, he had more minutes tonight than Eric Bledsoe, who had 23 in the match. So 30 minutes off the bench from Josh Hart in production. Now, I hear what you're saying. His plus minus was +9 tonight. But the reality is, he was doing something. That's true, but not offensively speaking. He has his efforts always there defensively, but 4 points is not good enough for 30 minutes of action. That's not good enough, Josh Hart. I'm sorry, DC. I appreciate you trying to give him some roses because you got a bunch of roses. You're trying to share it with Josh Hart, but I'm not going to let you excuse him for his lack of offensive production tonight.
I was just saying, he said my man said he called out the team.
Oh, I got you. I'm not. You right on that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
he called the team out. What he called the team out for, he showed up for. That's all. That was my major.
Well, that's a good point.
The stuff that he called the team out on, he did do. So I can't.
Well, anybody, you can't criticize Josh Hart and say he don't play with heart, but he did not play well offensively in this game. especially if you talk about him getting to the rim as much as he's supposed to. He was 0 for 4 from downtown
Yeah,
tonight.
if he'd have went to the rim, it'd have been a whole nother
A
game,
whole
man.
nother
He's
game.
amazing.
Right.
He's amazing. And
He
they
thrives
were
on that
small all
contact.
night, man. You're right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. That even though he has the intelligence, the IQ defensively, this was not a good offensive output by Josh Hart tonight with 30 minutes of action,
No,
0 for
by
4
no
from
means.
downtown.
I
He
ain't
has
backing
to
that up.
right. He has to he has to attack. He got to attack with that mentality. But anyway, family, we're gonna segue away from that because listen, it was a really interesting game. But like we said, it's the small things in this game that really help out. You have Dame that turned into 40-plus performance, 16 assists, facilitated and got other guys involved in the matchup. But the small things that help, like hitting your higher clip on your free throws, the stuff we talked about, having smarter basketball IQ in terms of if your shot's not falling to attack the cup, those things make a great difference. And bear in mind, 26 to 126 to 124, just 2 points. Remember, the Pelicans were ready from the free throw from the charity stripe tonight. They were hold on here,
23 for 29.
23 for 29
Not
in the matchup
horrible.
for 79%. But listen, if you hit a few more, you would have had it tied. So what I'm saying is, you're in it with them, but the small
That was
things,
all Zion, man.
small
Zion
things,
and
Zion,
Kiel, all the people that missed.
they missed it, and of course the small things. And
But
Bi
I mean,
got to get
we
smarter.
really
So
think Zion gonna go 15 for 15 though?
no, but you don't need him to go 15 for 15. We just need him, to work on that. The whole team has overall work on that, and especially Bi, who only contributed 14 points tonight in an effort, and he averages north of 20 points a contest. If he scores in his average, the Pelicans win. But you got to be able to have that IQ and playing together. So we're right there. A few twitches and tweaks, man. You played against a very hard team and lost by 2. So there's some encouragement in there, to be honest with you. So let's segue out of there, DC. If you don't have any more stuff to talk about, if you don't beat that horse to death, we're going to move over to our next topic and then preview the upcoming matchup against your cousin, Devin Booker, and coming up on the 19th.
Actually, I was...
You got something to say or not, man?
Actually, I was I was wondering when you go mail them damn roses to my house.
They're on the way, my friend. They're on the way, bro. They're on the way as soon as the truck
All
get
right,
running.
well, we can move on. We can move on now.
All right. There we go. Thank you, DC. All right, now next matchup coming up on the 19th. Family, a few days from now, the Pelicans it's already the 18th. So a couple of days from now, the Pelicans will be in the Smoothie King Center again for the second game, second of 4 contests. A homestand here, and they got a very difficult Phoenix Club team we got to deal with. To be honest with you, this team is they lost tonight as well. So 17 to 10. 17 and 10 are their records. The Suns is 7-5 away on the road. And of course, we know the Suns. What was the score tonight in their loss, DC? What was it? Let me see if I can see it up top here.
I can find it. I'm not sure what it was, but I'll find it in a second.
Yeah, they
120, 128, 124, and they barely lost too. It took some heroics by James Harden.
right. Right.
They were the Nets were down by 24 points.
That's insane.
They came back and beat the Suns, man.
That's insane, man. And you definitely be pissed
38
off.
points by James Harden and 22 by Joe Harris, bro.
Crazy,
And
man.
they overcame that deficit, bro.
Crazy.
I think Kyrie was hurt too, if I'm not mistaken. So this might have been all James Harden. No KD, no Kyrie, man. The Phoenix is they're gonna be pretty upset when we play them.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
blew them out last time too, so we
Yeah,
have
they-
our hands full with them.
Yeah, and listen, man. After this loss to the Trailblazers, man, we should be encouraged, man. A few moves here, a few changes there, and I think Stan Van Gundy could use this tape as a teaching tape. You don't have to burn this tape. This tape has a lot of encouragement in it. Of a few moves there and here or there, we could have beat the Trailblazers. Still a young team figuring out how to do it.
You mean that last 3 minutes?
There you go.
And another thing, Q. Well, why didn't we? Why does Zion? I mean, I know he needs a break, but it just kind of boggles my mind that we putting him back in the last 3 minutes. I don't like.
Yeah.
I don't like our 4-quarter substitution.
Yeah.
with Zion, man. I really don't. I know we kind of stagger in those minutes, but I don't like him coming back in. Or however we stagger his minutes, where he comes back in with 3 minutes left in the game, like he ain't in foul trouble or nothing. Like what the hell going on?
I don't know what that's about, bro. I don't know what that is. But you know what, DC, I'm really hoping that if the Pelicans don't make any trades or whatever they got to do, at least find a number of four, true four off the bench that can help out, man. Because if we had a four off the bench, I think that would help out so drastically. Because he done figured out the point guard situation where you see KLJ starting to get minutes. He done found the center in Billy Hernan Gomez. You see Josh Hart that plays the three. You got JJ Redick for right now who plays the two. You just got to get a four there. Get you a four there, and I think that will help out so much so, bro. But, I mean, you still got Wenyen Gabriel there. He's the only dude that's not getting any serious minutes. And you don't think about Thornwell and none of them guys, but Gabriel is sitting there and still.
W too, man.
Well, in it tonight, right.
You got a hijack.
Right, and that's a part of it too, because I think once JJ Redick goes, you finally get rid of him, and that'll open up the bench more for NAW. But let's get into this matchup here. Phoenix 17-10, 75 on the road, coming into the Smoothie King Center a couple days from now. 7 p.m. starting time in the blender. 12-16 Pelicans, 7-6 in home in the blender. And of course, their top scorers, you look at Devin Booker. Right now, averaging just over 24 points a game. He shoots 49% from the field, 83% from the free throw line. DeAndre Ayton is the top rebounder there, just over 12 a game. And, of course, the almighty, immortal, ageless, timeless, classic CP3 is there. 8 assists per contest and 32 minutes of action. He's doing it for them as well. And, of course, you see scorers there. Zion Williamson continues to lead the Pelicans in scoring. Steven Adams is the top rebounder. And, of course, B.I. is not the top assister. I think it's Lonzo Ball. So with that being said, let's look into some of you see Steven Adams is listed as day-to-day there. And look at the Phoenix Suns production.
Ankle, I think, huh?
Yes. You look at Phoenix, it's 111.3 and giving up 108 flat per contest. And that puts them on the plus side of things, shooting 47.5% from the field, 44 rebounds per game, 26 assists, 4 blocks, 6.3 on the steals, and they lost tonight, but they're 8-2 the last 10 contests. This team is good. Of course, you look at the Pelicans getting better all the time. The Pelicans, they're averaging 114.3 and giving up 114.1. So that's a good mixture there as you're scoring more than you're giving up. 48% from the field, 46 rebounds per contest, 25 on the assist, 4 blocks straight up, 7.6 on the steal. Pelicans 5-5, 500 ball last 10 contests. So, with that being said, as we move forward, as you can see, Brooklyn 128-124 lost there. The Suns were hot prior to that, winners of at least 4 games in a row before they got stopped in, right there, 128-124. Of course, the Pelicans, they did break a 3-game slide to Chicago, Dallas, and Detroit by smashing Grizzlies and come back home with a very close loss tonight against the Trailblazers. So, with that said, DC, we're going to look at this now, man. You're going into it. And we got the depth chart up now for the family members. You see Chris Paul, Booker, Bridges, Kaminsky, and Ayton is there. Then off the bench, Cameron Payne, Etwan Moore is there as well. And Dario Saric and the rest of these characters. What happens in this matchup on the 19th? Pelicans need to rebound. We don't need to keep losing matchups. We got to put our foot in the sand and get a win any way we can. This is going to be a tough homestand, bro.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take credit for this one, man. We're going to get a W simply because the 19th is my birthday, and I know the Pelicans will not let me down, man. They're definitely going to bring home that victory gift for me. So it's pretty simple what they need to do, and I actually think we have the perfect matchup to be able to do it. We need to slow down Devin Booker, and as long as Lonzo Ball is playing, I think we can do that. If you remember the first time we got blowed out, I believe Lonzo was hurt that game when they beat us by 20 or 30 or something. Then we came back the next game when we had Lonzo, and he played good defense on Book, and we blew them out. Obviously, I don't think he's going to shed Book out, but after them losing tonight and seeing their effort, man, I think maybe Stan Van Gundy is starting to get some semblance of trust from them. with the defensive thing, and I think they're kind of buying in uh, to at least trying harder on that end and sacrificing a little bit of their offense if they have to do that. And Stan Van Gundy looks to have switched their breaks and the rotations on how he's giving them rest. I think to try to keep them fresher to be able to play better defense. So I think we can definitely go ahead and beat the Suns by containing their 3-point shooters. They got several guys that will sock it to you if you don't get on them. Cameron Payne is a guy that'll get you from the or not Cameron Payne. I'm saying the wrong one. Cameron Johnson. That's the little guy, man. He'll catch you from the line, 3-point shooter. Mikal Bridges. Also, we all know what D Book can do, and we just seen Crowder in action, man. So if we can defend those guys, because they love to kind of spread that ball around, man, and have you scrambling all over the place, this could be another scramble game. If we don't get it right, we'd be out there looking like scrambled eggs. But you basically run out and on those shooters and contain Devin Booker. Chris Paul is going to do what he does, man. Excellent player for years. I don't think you stop him from getting his 15, 16. It's virtually impossible at this point. I mean, it's been almost 20 years, and he's been doing it. But Book does have up and down games. You might see him drop 30 one game, and another game he have 15 points or something crazy, depending on the matchup. So take care of business. Don't let them kill us from the 3-point line, and contain Book, man. We can't have another 45-point night from anybody, and I think they should be highly motivated after tonight from letting that happen. Because remember, this is how it started the last time. We let the Bulls light us up, and then we turn around and let Luka Doncic set a record on us too. So if they are buying in slightly to Stan Van Gundy's train of thought, being more defensive minded, which I think they are, I think they do a decent job defending. And we win this game, maybe not by blowing the Suns out, because we did that to them last time. I'm sure they remember that. But we can win this one by executing maybe in the fourth quarter and at least pulling away by, say, 8 points or so.
Yeah, Booker had an off game the last time the Pelicans played. We played against him. He was off in that one. I don't expect him
Book never really kills us, Q. I mean, we had Drew Holiday all them years, but do you ever remember Book just lighting us up?
I don't remember, bro. I don't remember him going off like that. But I know it's because he never did it in the past. Don't mean that that can't be a focal point going into the future. Because you look at him, he's the it runs through him. And Chris Paul averaging 17 points this season, and Book averaging 24.5 points in the matchup. But they also have other weapons as well that can get involved. You got Bridges, who's also a really good player for them. He does a little bit of everything, and he can hurt you. He plays defense as well. So with that being said, they got some people there, and of course, Monty Williams, is going to be looking to make things even with this team. So this will happen on the 19th, family. It'll be going down at 7 o'clock, so it'll be a bit early of a game right here. So with that being said, how do you guys – we're going to see how that all shakes in the back end of it, though. But the reality, in my opinion, is I think the Pelicans should be able to get this one, man. I really do want them to get this win. I don't want the Pelicans to lose this contest here because, of course, we were 12-16 and we're heading in the right direction. We're going to need a big win here. And let's get this big win and keep this thing going, man. This is a tough homestand.
Lonzo
we got to make it happen.
Component, Q. And I think we can do it. I realized something about him, and that's why I keep harping on that. He plays good defense on people who can play without the ball. You realize that about him?
Yes, I do.
He's good. He's been good. He's been good on guys who are like excellent shooters, and that don't necessarily need the ball in their hands to initiate offense. He's been excellent on those guys. So I think that's the X factor.
Yeah, we shall see. Coming up the 19th, family, in a couple of days, the Pelicans will be back in action.
Down, Book, and we get the W, man.
And there it is. So with that being said, family, we're going to tip out on that. We appreciate y'all for joining us. We're just over an hour on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. A lot to unpack today. Pelicans get the win 126 to 124. They didn't get the win. They got the loss. I'm about to I wanted to win so bad, but listen, we didn't get it. We lose 126 to 124 in a close game. Still, even with the loss, you can see that the Pelicans were in there fighting. A couple of bad decisions here or there is indicative of a young team. I know it's frustrating because it's almost like they're getting there, and then you see they take one step forward and two back. But that's a part of it, man. So just, we just gonna have to stick in there and hang in there, man, with them, a little longer, man, and just hope that we could put some string of wins together with these next couple of games, beating the Phoenix Suns and taking care of business. Then we got Boston Celtics after that. So man, we got to get it regardless. Ain't no running away. We got to put our feet in the sand and we got to fight like hell and get some of these wins. Well, anyway, that'll do it for the Pelican Post Game Report. I'd like to thank all of the family members. Big ups to the flock. And thank y'all for tuning in on this one. T. Lavelle Brown, run it back. Teal, my dog Teal, John Thompson, Big Jedediah, Tramal, Pelicans, Nola, GM Kev, Gamers. Let's see who else we got. State of the Pelicans, DJ, Pelicans, SZN. Who else we got there? Big ups to all you guys. Josh, what's up, Josh, as well? Mr. One and Done, who that to you, fam? Big ups to you and go Pelicans to you as well. Trey Joseph in the building. What's up, Trey? Big ups to you, fam. Thank you for joining on this edition. As well, Ace Wonder. What's up, fam? John Oxenham. What's up, John? Big ups to you, fam. Kenneth Barnes as well. Ray Finesse. What's up, Ray? Big ups, fam. And then who else we got here? I think I gave Kenneth a shout out and all of the family members. KK504 and 44. What's up, baby? Who that to you? Good to see you in the stream as well. And all the Pelicans family members, man. If I missed you, give me a shout out and I'll get you back. But listen, we'll be back on the 19th of February to recap the Pelicans matchup against the Phoenix Suns, man. Let's make a sunset in the Big Easy. How about that? So, DC, once again, another excellent episode, bro. Your flowers from the flock is coming tomorrow, bro. So don't overdo it. So, all right, thank you for joining us as well, my friend. And we appreciate all y'all out there. Oh, you talking about you don't toot? Did you just been tooting it all show? Big shout out and big flock family. Welcome to Terrace North in Miguel Nation. So good to see. Thank you guys for joining the flock. We appreciate you. And for all the family members out there, thank y'all. Please hit upon the like button. Please also feel free to share the show links in your social media feeds as well. Check out the merch shop as well. And feel free to buy something that helps out the stream. So for me and DC and the Pelican Post Game Report, remember what we always and customarily say to you guys is that if they hate on your Pelicans, you can tell them in a New York accent to get the...
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, get the... Get the
fuck out of here.
Well said, DC. Well said, sir. Go Pels, and we'll see y'all guys later. Peace.
You're listening to the Pelicans Post-Game Report on the PRO Media Network. For all things Pelicans.
Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and who that too.